Hey friends, welcome back to the channel, Creatively Sandra. If you're new here, I'm Sandra, and if you're returning, thanks for coming back. Here on this channel, we do all things Disney, so we do swaps, we do pin unboxings, we do merchandise hauls, crafts, and we do pin tags. So today I have a superhero pin tag. This pin tag is hosted by Vicki over at Vicki's Tigger Tales, and I was tagged in the pin tag by Michelle over at Raising a Disney Princess. If you're not familiar with pin tags, it's where the leader of the pin tag comes up with a theme and some questions that or prompts that you find pins that relate to that prompt. So this one is in celebration of Superhero Day, and so Vicki came up with some great prompts for this. Marvel and other superheroes and DC Comics, that kind of thing. And I have none of those, zero. But you didn't have to be in the pin tag. So you could show those types of pins, or you could show other pins that relate. And so we're going to go with the relate part. So the first prompt, there's 10 prompts. The first one is Wonder Woman. And I'm going to be looking over, reading off my computer for the prompt. So excuse that. For Wonder Woman, it says, show a pin of a character that is the epitome of femininity. My choice was Snow White, because Snow White, and good or bad, this is a little old school, but she is what was the epitome of femininity during that era where she's like a mother, she's taking care of the dwarfs, she's cooking and cleaning and singing, and she's beautiful and lovely and feminine in every way as well. So the first one is Snow White. All right, for my second one, it is the Hulk, and it says, show a character of ultimate strength. There are so many ways you could have went with this one. There's different kinds of strength. There's, keep at it strength. There's being the underdog and overcoming strength. But I went with the strong one, and I think Michelle did too, but it is Hercules. So this is one of the character gift box pins. Let me pull Hercules out by himself too, so you can really see him. There he is, and here's a gift box filled with things from the movie. Just all kinds of stuff. His shield, the coin, urns, Greek stuff. Cool, very cool. I love this series, and collected the whole series except for one I still need to get. I think it was the last one of Baymax, but wanted to show off that in my collection. Okay, the next one is Aquaman. Show a pin featuring water. This was surprisingly hard. I almost was going to pull a teapot because you boiled the water in the tea kettle, I guess. But I ultimately went with this pin from Moana, but it features Pua, and it is Visit Montanui, and this was from the Disney Dream Destinations series. So you've got Pua, I forget what these little guys are called, but we've got Pua on the island with the water and the boat in the background. So it just looks like a perfect vacation spot, doesn't it? Awesome. Pua is being featured in my superheroes pins. That's awesome. It's the water. The water's being featured. All right, show a pin that has a mask or disguise. I went a little different route with this one. This one is from COVID. It is Rapunzel and Pascal, and this is a fantasy pin done by Jenny Hagelman over at Discount Disney Pins on Facebook. So she had done several characters. I think I have a Ralph and Vanellope one, but she had other characters as well that she featured during COVID. These were a great, reasonable price, and it just, kind of marked the moment. And COVID was when I really started, when we were all stuck at home, that I really started my pin collection, grew it, all of that. So it is representative of that as well. But she has a mask, not a disguise. Okay, the next prompt, number 5 we're on, is Thor. Show a pin of your man-woman crush. That was a tough one for me. I don't have any pins of people I would necessarily have a crush on, and I suppose to be prepared, maybe I want to pick up some Marvel pins for the next time. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, so I went with the prince that is probably more my type. I chose a prince that belongs to a special princess, and it is Naveen. Naveen, maybe Rapunzel's guy. The name just went right out of my head. He would also be my type. So cool pin. This is from a series that was a mystery box set for Princess and the Frog. And they had one of Naveen, one of Tiana, one of them together, a few other characters. I believe Ray was in that set. Okay, the next one is Ironman. Show a pin of a smarty pants, brainiac, or nerdy character. I chose from Snow White, Doc. So this is Doc and also Happy and Sleepy, I believe. And I chose Doc because he's the smart one of the gang, of the 7 dwarfs. He's the doctor. You have to be pretty smart to be a doctor, get through medical school. I don't know what dwarf medical school is like, but I'm going to assume he's the smartest of the bunch. So Doc. All right, and number 7, Captain America. Show a pin that is your oldest one, your first pin ever. So my first pin, it may not be my oldest. I don't have a lot of old pins. I may have picked up a pin or two that I'm really not aware how old they are. But really, my first pins for collecting were on a trip that I went and took my children when they were young. And it was in 2007. And I went a couple times before that, but wasn't collecting pins. And so when we went, my pin collection there started with getting one pin from each of the parks. And so this is the one I chose from MGM Studios. And I like that it represents, you know, part of the age is that MGM Studios is no longer called that. It's now Hollywood Studios. And so this is my old pin. Okay, the next one, I went a little different direction as well. So it is Batman, show a pin that resides in the shadows or hides. And I chose King Candy because King Candy is actually Turbo from an old video game. So he is disguised as King Candy, the villain. Behind the scenes, behind his disguise is Turbo, the actual villain from a video game. And this is, if you're not aware of King Candy and Turbo, it is from the movie Wreck-It Ralph. And Vanellope's one of my favorite characters. You probably noticed, if you've been watching my channel, that my thumbnail, my profile picture and banner and all that changed. I love Vanellope so much that I made my channel kind of themed after her. So that's pretty fun. I'm kind of getting these others on the board so I can show you all the pins at the end as well. All right, so that was Batman, number 8 in the shadows. The next is Superman. For Superman, show a pin with a flying aspect. Kites fly. I showed some pins recently. Could have went different directions with this too, because you know one of my favorite collections is Up, and the balloons fly the house away. There's also the blimp in there, but I decided to go with a kite. So this is from the Kite Tales series that was the attraction at Animal Kingdom, and I believe is no longer. So Kite Tales was the floats. They had boats that took these giant balloons that were the floats. Sorry, my screen just went down. Okay, we're back. And so there's a whole collection of the floats, and this one represents the stingray from Finding Nemo. So that's pretty cute. Okay, and lastly, the last one is Captain Marvel. I took it from Vicki to wear my 4th of July ears to represent America and superheroes. But Captain Marvel is a pin to show of leadership or someone taking charge. I chose, and this is kind of two people taking charge. So I chose a pin from Encanto that highlights Abuela and Mirabel, and chose this one because Abuela is the leader of the family. So she's in charge. She takes charge of the household, leads the family. But then Mirabel takes charge of saving the family and saving the family home. Finding out what's going on, what's wrong, and how to get them back to a wonderful state. So those are my leaders. And, you know, Mirabel had to step in when Abuela was off, you know, going in the wrong direction. So that was some great leadership. So here is my complete set of pins. And I'm going to tag, let's see. So as I mentioned, I was tagged by Michelle at Raising a Disney Princess. The first 3 to participate in this was Vicki from Vicky's Tigger Tales, Michelle from Raising a Disney Princess, and Lauren from Castle Capes and Clones. So they all started this pin tag and have tagged several. I'm going to go ahead and tag Becky from Magical Rebecca, and anybody else who wants to join. I'll have the prompts list below, so you can just pick the prompts and go ahead and film and show your pins. Also, if you don't have a YouTube channel, but you have Instagram, pick your pins and show us your pins on Instagram. That would be a lot of fun. So we've had a couple people participate that way as well that didn't want to do a video. So again, here are my pins. Tell me what you think. Do you celebrate Superheroes Day? Do you have a collection of superheroes? Comment down below and let me know. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.